How do you define happiness? Ho ho! How can a person overcome their depression? Oh, okay. Alrighty. Big question. How can. Okay, fuck. Happiness. Fuck. Okay. To be honest, I was having to think about happiness today, actually. Okay. So I'll answer the question by going on another philosophical round. Hopefully, everyone's attention spans can cope. Sorry, guys, if you can't. A person asked me a while back, what's the secret to happiness? And honestly didn't have an answer, so I just said something like, you define it or whatever. Some bullshit. I think I said 42 at some point, because I think it's a throwback to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But now I have a better answer to the question. Okay? Because I thought about it. Came up with a better answer. So if someone ever asks, what's the key to happiness, or what's the secret to happiness? I would say, well, there must be no secret, because why are so many people happy? Like, think about it. Why is the vast majority of people are happy? So it means there isn't a secret. Because if there was a secret, nobody would know. Or very few people would know. But it's the inverse. A lot of people know. Because there is no secret then to happiness. It's just some people have the secret and some don't, right? Because there's plenty of happy people out there, right? Unless they're faking it. So if the secret to happiness is that there is no secret, then what is it? Some people have it and some people don't. So what do the happy people have that the unhappy people don't? And this is kind of where the line of thinking in my head kind of ends, because it doesn't get very far, because it takes a while for me to come up with these ideas. I might just be spitting out ideas, but it's taken me a while to actually think about that, to be honest. I've been thought about it for a week or so. Like, there is no secret to happiness, because if there was a secret, nobody would know what it is, or very few people would know what it is. It's not like a secret. The secret to happiness is some government conspiracy or some CIA, FBI, CCP, like top secret intel. It's just that the people that don't have the secret feel like they're missing out, and it feels like the value of the item is higher because they don't have it. But a lot of people have happiness, unless of course they're faking, which I don't think people are, right? So what do they have? What is the secret? So it's not like there's a secret to happiness. More like there's a set of guidelines or instructions that some people have and some people don't. So then happiness must be a set of guidelines. But what are the guidelines? There are no guidelines. It's not like you can just pull out the Happiness Act to 0 BC like you can with like the legal legislation and the law, right? In the law, you can pull out like the Criminal Law Consolidation Act or something, right? Or the Family Law Act or something. But there's no guidebook for happiness, right? You can't just download it off the internet. So if a lot of people are happy, happiness isn't a secret. But some people are happy. Therefore, there must be something that they're doing that unhappy people aren't doing. So what are happy people doing that unhappy people aren't doing? What is the guide? And then if you do a quick Google search, you get blasted with a bunch of information about it. Different people defining it different ways. Find meaning in life. Do what you want to do. Find value. Find. It's always about finding something, right? Find yourself. Find value. Find the thing of interest. Find blah, blah, blah. Which means that happiness isn't something that people are born with. They have to find it. So then we know right off the bat that the antidote to happiness is inaction, maybe, right? So deactivation in behavior. So I could then say that, how do I define happiness? Well, I could define it by its antigens, which is deactivation of behavior. So doing nothing. Doing nothing is not happiness. So do we have to do something then, right? Something is happiness. But what if people find meaning in stopping and smelling the roses? That's not a particularly extravagant activity, but it's an activity nonetheless. So I think the conclusion then is that happiness is a set of guidelines or rules or values that the person comes up with for themselves.